Good morning, everyone. I'm using headphones that I just set up with this computer, so if you can't hear me, raise your hand or let me know. Good morning. Good to see you all this morning. So I am teaching a course on the meditation booklet. I actually have it right over here. The meditation, Your Key to Accessing Universal Consciousness, and I'm teaching it for Center for Enlightenment on Sundays. And this is the booklet that we went through in our Monday morning meditations earlier in the year. And one of the concepts that are presented in the book is about the process of meditation. It's something that we didn't go through thoroughly in our Monday morning meditation because we just don't have the time to do it in a half an hour versus an hour course. But as I was thinking about our time together today, I've been doing a lot of my own processing work this weekend and realizing that I was holding, which we all do, false beliefs, a lot of false beliefs around some concepts, relationships, and my idea of God. And I was just kind of processing through that. And the only way I would have been able to hear that information coming through from my intuition, and I have my spiritual teacher, of course, that I work with also, who supports me in being able to look at those things. But really, the information that she and I had talked about over the weekend came fully more to the surface because of my own time that I was spending with it, my journaling time and my meditation time. And I was really thinking, like, meditation, you may be here for meditating because it's relaxing or it's good for you or you like the quiet. But one of the things that meditation will inevitably do is bring up those things that are no longer working for us, right? That don't resonate with that peaceful state within us. Everything comes up. There's a saying that I heard years ago that says, love brings up whatever is in its way. And as we're spending time with ourselves, that is self-care for our capital S self, our higher self. That is true self-care. And our personality self gets a lot out of it also, but it is truly the process through which we change and see those things that need to be changed within us. And so I just wanted to kind of pull that out for us today and highlight that, not just because it's up for me today, but because it is the benefit. Sometimes we don't like it and we would rather stay in our old beliefs because those are familiar and comfortable, even if they're not working. um, but um, but definitely that energy that we generate during our meditation, especially when we're meditating together, will bring up whatever we need to look at and reevaluate and let go so that we can be open to new ideas of how to solve problems in our lives or new ideas about how to approach relationships, new ideas for what needs to be done for our health, new ideas for whatever it is that we're working with in our life, that in our everyday life, that we may be approaching in a way that isn't as efficient as we could be. And we open to that intuitive space that that is connected to a wisdom that is bigger than we are. So anyway, we're going to tap into that this morning. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chairs. I just kind of swept over that pretty quickly, but I think it's enough. I think it's enough for us as we settle in and relax our bodies into our chairs. And take a couple of deep breaths to support that relaxation process, support just being able to let the body be in its place with as little thought as possible. And we can work with our breathing, a quick breath today to help us center, help us relax and let go of the day, let go of the weekend, and be present right here where we are. In this present moment, we are with that higher self, with that intuitive connection that grows stronger as we spend time with it. So we find our rhythm with breathing into the count of 4, breathing out to the count of 4. And if breathing in and out to the count of 5 is more comfortable, do that. Let your breath come in through the diaphragm movement versus the chest muscles. Feel your belly expand a little as you breathe into that count of 4 or 5. And feel the belly relax toward the spine as you breathe out. No need to push it or force it. If you have that intention and awareness of the breath coming in through the belly, through the diaphragm, then the belly expands and contracts just naturally. And let your breathing just be in a natural flow. And if you need to focus on it for longer before it feels like you can do it without thinking about it, then keep focusing on it. It's a good attention point for the mind to focus in on the breath and just let that be where your mind is. And if you can feel that breath coming in and out naturally, getting the feel for that count of 4 or 5 and just letting the breath take over. You can put your focus on whatever will help your mind be still, grounded, present. Sometimes in our quick breath exercise, we put the tip of a finger on the place where the top of our heart would be on the inside, just letting the mind draw its attention to that heart space and out of the busyness of the thoughts. Or maybe focusing on your breath is serving that purpose of keeping the mind keeping the attention out of the head, keeping the attention out of the mind, and onto something simple and singular. We are just stepping back from all the concepts that thinking perpetuates. The constant thinking that goes on throughout the day perpetuates old beliefs, old emotions, old ways of looking at our lives. Meditation is our practice of stepping back from that, letting it go completely for a short time, and being present for new information to come through, for new perspectives to come through. So I invite you to feel yourself, notice yourself, allowing the thinking process to dissipate as you put your focus on the breath or your heart center or some other place in your body that helps you fully be present in this moment, open and receptive, grounded. And most of you are probably familiar with what that feels like to be grounded and focused. But if you don't, it's less of something to think about and more of something just to simply put your attention somewhere that's not the mind. Perhaps it's the feet on the floor, feeling the contact of the bottom of the feet in your shoes or slippers or just bare on the floor. Feeling the sensation of the rug or hard floor on the bottom of the feet. in our grounded place, away from our thoughts, giving every cell of our bodies permission to let go even further. This allows us to move more deeply into our center. But at the same time, it expands our energy out. And in that inner stance, we are receptive to whatever it is that our higher self needs us to be receptive to. If you notice your mind jumping back into thinking or letting thinking seep into your center, just notice that and release that thinking. Just see it floating away. Let your attention return to your focus, whatever it is that is working for you. So give your mind something to focus on and relax and be a breath or a place in your body or a word or phrase. And as we show up for our meditation time, we don't have to know anything because we are coming to that place where we receive and that more expansive energy that we tap into knows so much more than our little thinking minds. So we can securely, safely set them aside, those minds, and know that we will receive whatever it is we need to receive always, always. All we have to do is be willing to show up, willing to be still, willing to relinquish any old idea that is not true in the highest possible way, or no longer serves us for whatever reason. We can tap into this expanded space anytime. And the more we do it, the more we receive, the more guidance and support we receive in adjusting in whatever way would support us in being harmony with our everyday world. And now, if you are able to continue with this meditation time and space, please do. And if you need to move forward with your day, returning to the world in your space, such as it is, I invite you to take a couple of deep breaths to help your focus be return to your everyday goings on. Feel your energy in your body. But you don't have to be so quick to pick up the thinking again. Just let it be. Let yourself be in that receptivity space throughout your day. Practice not relying on the thinking, but rely on what you're receiving from within. Because even if our meditation time and your own meditation time is a short amount of physical time, that connection is always there. Our meditation time is simply practice in being part of that connection, being aware of that connection all day long. So I invite you to do just that, to practice. Practice noticing your thinking and noticing how it takes you away and bringing yourself back to your center and listening, being a better internal listener than an internal talker, just like we try to do with other people, right? Try to be 2 ears, 1 mouth, right? 2 ears, 1 brain, and a heart that is meant to be our receiver. So that heart is our giant ear, receiving and listening to that intuitive guidance throughout the day. Turning the mind off, letting go of those thoughts. Like, okay, that's nice. I'm intelligent. I can think things through. I have wonderful ideas. But what is my heart receiving? What else might be necessary to solve problem A, B, or C? How else might I approach these people in my world? Just some things to think about for the week. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.